Welcome back to No Nonsense, the official Ars Neutron race debate show, information and stats. Race is over. First episode of the pod, race is over. Captain Connolly has skills, so that's all it takes. It's funny because I did see people be like, "Well, how does this make her qualified to run for the horse?" Like, it is literally a popularity contest, and she's cool now. She could do more keep uppies than a lot of lads I know.
I was really impressed. I thought it was AI because it was in the week where, anyone who's been on the internet, it's happened. The AI takeover has begun where I don't think I saw a single real video on my feed for about 3 days there in the middle of all the like 2-pack in the WWF videos and Michael Collins like rap battling Devil Air and all this. Then I saw the Keep You Up video and I was like, wow, it did a really good job on Catherine Connolly as well.
It had the kind of the quick pace of an AI generated video. Like the way she was doing the keep you ups for like, is she in her 70s? She's like, move. She's sprightly.
2-sport athlete also. Switching it up there to basketball. She's right in that little girl's face.
And it's very like, as it was like being in politics all her life. When she's dribbling the basketball and the young kid like tries to nip in with the near hand, she's like, don't think so. He keeps the ball. Like, she doesn't let him. She's not trying to like, she's like, it's my ball. You want it? You come get it. I'm not going to give it to you. What an athlete. What a president-elect, I would say at this point.
I would say so too. Yeah. It is literally now down to a 2-horse race and one of the horses is still running, but you're not allowed to vote for him.
3 horses, isn't it? Isn't there 3 at Candice? How many horses are there?
Jim Gavin has pulled out of the race, but he still has to be. It's too late to put. They've already started printing the documents. You see, so on the day, you can still vote for him. But if he wins, he'd be like.
So he could, in theory, he could win it, and then what do you do?
Please, Jim, come on.
Everyone watch in there, Jim. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was too late to pull out. That's doubly embarrassing.
Yeah, that is just a clear sign of this is an unmitigated disaster. That's like, I don't care if it's too late. I'm not doing it.
Get out there, Jim. Get out on the stage. I'm not going. Oh. Anyways, everybody hates when the show gets political. We get thousands of comments every week saying stop getting so political all the time. Yeah. So we won't. We'll move on to a less divisive issue, Liverpool Football Club. And they're, I don't know how to class this yet. Is it a meltdown? Is it a
spiral?
Crisis? Spiral? Death spiral? Are they being found out? I don't want to get too harsh with it, but 3 games in a row. If you think of the reverse of how hard it is for Man United to win 5 games in a row, they're almost there.
Even win 2 games in a row, they can't do that.
But to lose 5 games in a row would be like it's hard to win them. It's I'm just saying, well, 3 games is not nothing, you know.
Yeah, and 3 games, it's not like they were unlucky in all 3 games. Like, yeah, probably better team won, that's really bad.
Yeah, and Chelsea have their own injury issue themselves. That a few players who wouldn't be their first choice. Sure, they cost millions of pounds, but they would be first choice. Will you know? Youth products, yes, from one of the most well-funded academies in the world, but they don't want them there.
With like 80 million players, we have 100 million players we want to get in there.
There was a lot made of that. I think that like this is even Chelsea's first team. It's like they have 1 million players who would be stars at the end of the club, and when they eventually get sold for 50 million, they are stars at the next club. But what I'm saying is Chelsea were quite good. It wasn't like I think people were like, "God, they were a disgrace out there. Didn't know their arse from their elbow." Garnacho had a very good game on Bradley, got him in foul trouble. Well, to be fair, this is actually where the whole thing kind of focuses. It was on that side. The first yellow came from Cucurella. The second yellow came from Garnacho. So you'd say, well, who's on that side with them? Well, funny you should say that. They're one of their greatest ever players. Certainly their highest paid player this season. This is the secret to success, to his personal success last year, was apparently a conversation that he had with Slot at the start of the season, being like, look, I'm wrong side 30. I'm not going to be up and down the pitch. But if you leave me up top, I'll score untold amount of goals for you and win the league, and everyone will be happy. I guess he's adopting the same strategy this year. But did you see his two chances?
Yeah,
in this game? Like the cut in the left. The first I thought, that shot wasn't really on. The second one, the shot was definitely on. But both times, high and wide. It's like, if you're not going to track back, if Conor Bradley is going to have to be hauled off at half time because you're not tracking back, you have to put those in the back of the net. Like, that is literally how the whole thing works. If that doesn't happen, then the whole system falls apart. And I mean, it was down that side that they were getting a bit of joy. They changed that then, but I mean, they didn't put on Frimpong because he also can't defend. So they put Slobosly, who when I watch the Ireland game knows how good he is. He's definitely wasted right back. You got Julian Wirtz then coming on. Oh, sorry, Florian Wirtz coming on. Julian, I don't want to say Julian Wirtz.
Julian Brandt?
Maybe. But he comes on and he has another not so great performance. Not that he did badly, but he just didn't score, which is that matters.
I mean, the longer it goes, the more it is like, yeah, you have to score though. I don't care about anything else. It's not your fault. It's not a fair system, Florian. You're right, but you must score.
Yeah. So yeah, it all kind of comes back to Salah, because when he's not playing well, everything else has to get shifted around. The team is built around him with, like say, from last season, with good reason. And he's got a goal and a few assists so far. It is early days, but certainly the eye test is like he's not playing as well. It's not really working out as well. And yeah, okay, they won the first 5, but I think it's just people who are watching the games, had to stay silent for the first 5 because like, well, we're winning, so I don't want to be a negative Nancy over here and say, well, Salah isn't playing that well, But once this run has happened, the tactics will come now, and people are saying, people are getting very vocal about how bad Salah's been. So, yeah, it's maybe the start of a crisis. Obviously, they can turn around the next game, but yeah, not great for Liverpool.
No, and it's I do think the Premier League is skewed kind of still, where we got so used to City just running away with things and being infallible, and then Liverpool as well getting like 98, 99 points. So I think it's just back to a much more normal league where like everyone wins and loses every week. There's no one really that's unbelievably dominant. But like you said, 3 losses in a row. It's like, okay, even when everyone in the Premier League was crap, I don't think the Premier League winners were doing this.
Yeah, I did at the start of the season, after they spent all that money, and then the Isak thing was inevitably going to happen. It's like, oh, is this going to be another 6 years of just another team winning everything easily? But yeah, I think the City years have skewed our view. It's going to take a while to get that out of our systems, to not think of whoever top league as an infallible team who can't lose. Like Arsenal now are top of the league. Bit early, I would say.
Yeah, bad news. It's been the same case every year of this podcast.
Bit early for them to be top of the league. Because I don't know, I think Haaland, if he scores 50 goals this year, which I don't know if he's statistically on track for that, but it feels like he can't be stopped. They're not a bad team overnight either. I know they lost a couple of players and they've had new players in, but they're still a decent team. And we've seen it over the years, like Van Persie did for Arsenal and Man United. It was like he can make an okay team a really, really good team. So, yeah. Did you see the goal he scored against Brentford?
Ridiculous. Oh. Yeah, he said himself that was his favourite goal he's scored in his career.
Because that's a proper goal.
I want to talk to you about your goal. You had a little battle with Vandenberg all game. And then once you had that face says it all. You have a bit of contact with him here. And then again, another one, and you push him off. And then talk to us about what you do from here. What are you trying to achieve?
First 5 minutes, he just kept on pushing me. So I was thinking, all right, let's have it. So then I started pushing him back. And this is a proper goal. I just don't know.
You could have done that against me. With the strength, could you think?
No, with you. You just put me on the floor. You're easy.
Have it. I thought, have it. Yeah, because he grew up in Manchester for a good while, so he has that kind of mix of like a Norwegian / like English slang. It's great. Yeah, he's a dangerous guy. You don't want this guy zeroed in, being told to be humble. Just don't start any of that stuff again, because if this guy gets a run, just get the ball to him. long ball. Who cares? It's a long throw game now. It's going to suit him.
I was going to say, it does feel like the whole game has changed and like all of these systems are done and everyone is just lumping it and long throwing it and just get it up to the big, huge lad up top. It's mad how quickly we've swung back. And it's like, it felt like overnight we're back to it.
I guess it's just such a leveler, like chaos. So if you can try and press people and if they're better than you, they'll pass around you. We saw that with Burnley when they came up. They're like, we play a really high intensity pressing game. They just couldn't do it fast enough, and they got passed all the way back down the championship. So if you can just say, right, they're better than us, let's just fucking throw the ball in long and just get physical. And you can get physical in the box. The rules are slightly different there. You kind of pull and drag and kick. It's like, well, he's better than me, but I am stronger than him. So it's like, it just makes sense, and as long as the refereeing kind of allows a bit more physicality as well, that's, I think, a crucial part to it. If the referee was blowing the ball or blowing up play every time the ball went in a long throw, it would put an end to it. The fact he's letting it go in there and lads kind of wrestle for it, if that does help. So, I think it will continue because it just makes sense if you're not as good as the other team.
Yeah, I found the long throw part as well so interesting because I think United scored from a long throw as well this week, but it's just that the whole swing from a few seasons ago where people like teams had set piece coaches, they had throw in coaches who were like, we go here and then we go here and then you go back over here and then back down here and then you work your way back up to the box. Just now where they probably, I assume, sack the throw in coaches, go throw it as hard as you can, as far as you can, and we'll see what happens. And it's much more effective.
Well, I think the set piece coaches are the start of it, and this is the next level of it.
Yeah, you think they're running drills and stuff for the throw-ins?
Well, I think the Arsenal set pieces were a lot of thought put into it, and maybe a lot of hype around the set piece coach. But people are like, anybody could do this. All you need is like 7 lads over 6'2", and we could do this. It's just a bit of running and jumping and get your head in it. So, yeah, I think a lot of people said long throws, set pieces. That's where you get the joy, and then just low block for the rest of the game. So I don't know. Maybe it'll reach a peak and someone will come up with a new tactical innovation that will just render the long throw absolutely useless. But I mean, it worked for Stoke for years,
Yeah, I don't know when it stopped either, but it definitely stopped for a long time. And then, honestly, felt like when I saw Jake O'Brien doing it, everyone's been doing it ever since.
Well, I don't think anyone ever adopted Stoke's play. When Stoke were doing it, I don't think everyone's like, well, we have to try that. They kind of went, yeah, well, that's because they're crap. Like, that's not Tony Pulis' genius. That's just because that's all they can do. There must be a better way that we can do things. But yeah, I think maybe it's seeing a team like Arsenal or PSG with getting the ball and kicking for touch. It's like, if PSG are doing that, maybe there's value in it for us, a team much worse than them. I think Keith Andrews said something like that. It was like, oh, now it's in vogue, everyone's doing it, but that's okay. We'll do our own thing. So maybe it is just a snobbery where they saw like lesser teams doing it and go, well, that's because they have to. But when they see an Arsenal or PSG, they're like, well, maybe this is cool. Maybe we should be cool. Yeah, we got a bit distracted there from Liverpool Chelsea. I mean, credit to Chelsea. They're up to 6th now. They've had a bit of a rocky start. But there's so many good players in that team. I thought Garnacho did all right. But the fact that he's like second, maybe third choice on that side does show the quality that they have, Liverpool, like I say, we talk about them. Next game is against Manchester United.
In an interesting one because it's impossible to tell. Man United looked great out there in the last game. But I've seen them beat teams that were newly promoted before. And again, they haven't won 2 games in a row since January or whatever it is. They've won some of those games though, so it's not like they haven't had moments where it's like, oh, maybe it's starting to click. Maybe, they've had good results in that time. So I don't know if this one actually means that. I don't know if we're starting to go well. But it's a tough time.
I would say no.
I would
assume
be honest, no. But in the table, they're not fucking. I think they're a point behind Chelsea.
I think they're a point behind City as well. I think there's like It is already
been bad, and they've definitely been worse than those teams. I've been watching them.
Yeah, yeah. The table does lie sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I think the hope, not the hope, but what everyone's expecting was like, this is going to be it. This is going to be the final nail in the coffin. They're going to come up against a Sunderland side going well, and that's going to be the end to Amarin. That's going to be the end to Amarin. And of course they don't, and he stays on. But that shouldn't really be, why he stays on. Like, it's either not going well or it is. Not just one game. It's like, oh, maybe I was wrong. What I've been seeing with my own eyes. Like, no, you weren't. Like, I mean,
he's been there for, I think, 36 games now. Like, nearly a full season, basically, that I've seen him with our own eyes, and it's been bad for 5-6 of it. You know what I mean? So it's tough to tell. But that whole thing, like before the game, there was articles coming out being like, if Man United lose to Sunderland, Ruben Amorim, in serious sacking concern. It's like, sack him now then. Is he never going to lose a game again?
Yeah, I guess it's just like, okay, they lose all these games and then they beat Sunderland, keep a clean sheet for the first time all season.
Oh, damn.
And you go, he's sacked, get him out. It's just like, it feels kind of like, well, you have no clue what's going on. I guess you have to sack him before the game if the decision's already made, but he lasts another couple of weeks. I don't think they're going to do it over the international break. I think that they're just, like I say, if they were going to do it, they would have done it before the game. Who else did I watch? I think I watched 3 games on Saturday, back to back.
Big day.
It was a storm, you see, so it wasn't safe to leave the couch.
I must watch all the games.
I have to just stay inside here.
I must.
I have to stay inside. I went outside once. I breathed in fresh oxygen once to get a charger out of my car, and then I went back inside. Did not leave the house. And right now, could I name the games off by heart? 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah, here we go. What games did you watch on Saturday?
12:30 kickoff was the first game. I think that was. I'm not even doing a bit. This is actually, I thought I'd get the first one for sure. What was that one? Well, that was I watched the Arsenal game at 3. Tell you how much.
12:30.
12:30 was Liverpool Chelsea was on the Sunday. Was it? No, I don't think so. I think that was on Saturday. I think Liverpool Chelsea was in the evening, the 5:30 kickoff. And then I think the early game was Spurs Wolves.
Spurs Wolves.
Yeah, I think Spurs beat Wolves 2-1. Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, it's Spurs Wolves, Arsenal versus
Spurs Leeds.
Spurs Leeds, one of them. Yeah, Spurs Leeds, Arsenal versus Wolves, and then the big fixture, Chelsea versus Liverpool. I think that's what the order was. Am I right?
Arsenal were playing West Ham.
Ah, yes, of course. Pretty forgettable team these days. Come on. Not playing great stuff. Arsenal win again against West Ham. Tough for Nunes. Or for Nuno, I should say. When he played them with Nottingham Forest, he's like, okay, right, that was a bad result, but look, at least it's over the year. And then the next job, here's the first game, Arsenal away. You have to do this year. Yeah, they didn't. He wasn't in long enough to get the defensive system going. Still lost 2-0. They're looking good. A lot of people are saying they're nailed on favourites here. They have the best squad, and objectively they do. They have a big squad. They're playing well. It's just, psychologically, it's a big one.
The stuff around it, it's all of
it's
it.
all the
it's all the things, yeah.
It's all the things that go with it. People and the Arsenal fans as well. Not to have a go at Arsenal fans online, but like any fan base that hasn't won in a while, the closer you get, you just become like absolutely savage, and you're just like frothing at the mouth because you're like, oh my god, it's happening, it's going to happen. Every result that doesn't go your way, every drop points, every bad performance, it's just going to be, everything's going to be heightened, So, unless they go out to a massive lead, like 20-point lead, and it's like, all right, anticlimactic.
Yeah.
But if there's like 6 points in it all the way, 6, 7, 8 points, 1 or 2 losses, drop points. It's going to be so hard to do it for the rest of the season. Because when you look at it, you go, well, that's probably what's going to happen, surely, because City are kind of streaky. Liverpool don't seem to have a great harmony in their squad. Chelsea also kind of good but bad. One Cole Palmer injury away from a loss to Man United. I mean, it's Arsenal are the favourites. They should be, but not for me. I'll have to see it before I believe it.
It is funny to be like, objectively, yes, best squad, comfortably. The most prepared for the season going in well. Are they favourites? No, not by a long shot.
that's why sport is great, because it's not a mathematical equation. It is up in the air sometimes. So, a team that I thought would do okay this season, but are maybe doing better than I thought, is Newcastle. I watched that game too on the Sunday. I watched the end of the Newcastle Nottingham Forest game. I watched Sales save the ball like 6 times in the last 10 minutes as they were just getting that Nottingham Forest defence, the non-existing Nottingham Forest defence, just getting ran through. You
gotta give him credit where it's due. He did say, look, I'm going to change this team overnight. And he did. He really did. He took it all away from them so quickly. Yeah,
it was 2-0 in the end to Nottingham Forest to Newcastle against Nottingham Forest. Hasn't won a game yet, Ange Postecoglou's Nottingham Forest. Did you see Woltemade's penalty, actually?
No, I didn't. I actually heard talk of it. I heard he absolutely...
I watched it live. It was unbelievable. And then I watched there's an angle from behind the goal, and he just rattles that ball. It's a very short run-up, but he gets the entire leverage of his enormous leg behind it and just chips it into the roof of the net, and Sells is left standing. After doing a lot of kind of Jersey Dudecking on the line, looking for the save, and he just left rooted as the ball hits the roof of the net first. It was I've never seen a more unstoppable penalty.
Such a baller. I love him. Anytime I've seen him has been a joy to watch.
We got on that early enough, I think, saying that he was good. Maybe not as early as
I thought he was Anthony Gordon, yeah.
Not as early as the other professional clubs he's played for, or Newcastle. But pretty quickly, I would say. I did hear that those quotes you read out from Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, they made it onto BBC Match of the Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're stealing our shit.
I tell you, we are the premier podcast, the footballing podcast.
we really are. Just the idea of chappers. Is it chappers? Yeah, chappers listen to this podcast, writing down notes they're good quotes. Maybe I'll find those quotes. But yeah, he's
Big Nick, genius.
He's quietly had a pretty good start to the season. I think it was all just the Isak focus. Because it wasn't that he left and went to Real Madrid and he was outside our minds. Because he was at Liverpool, it was he's still on the bench, he's not starting. Meanwhile, this guy has to play for Newcastle, and it's he scored in 2 competitions, scored in the Champions League and the Premier League. He scored headers, he scored his feet, he scored penalties, which doesn't seem like... It's one of the things that people hold against you, that you only score penalties. But if you have someone who can't score penalties, it's a nightmare for a team, because you get a one-on-one chance. It's I hope this goes in, So if he can consistently score penalties, that's a huge asset to a team. So, yeah, other than Haaland, he's doing probably the best the Premier League in terms of strikers so far, I would say.
Many of the new boys, definitely. I mean, even... I think he's gotten... It's just all worked out for him, because like I said, the Isak thing was such a mess. They got him in. I mean, there was who the hell? I've never even heard of this guy. How is he going to replace Isak? And then at least we got Wissa. Wissa's injured. It's all right, give Nick a go. Oh, he's quite good, actually. And it's just, he came in, he just breezed his way in, and now he's one of the best players.
Seems like a chill dude, I would say. Maybe it's just the hair.
Yeah.
But when he got punched in the face that time, he didn't lose his head. He just go, hey man. He said, they're wagging the fingers. I said, wagging the fingers if he didn't know that was hey, you don't want to do that, by the way. It's he knows he's not going to do that. Just scolding him that wasn't a very nice thing to do now. Come on. This is a gentleman's game. Yeah, they're doing all right. They're up to 11, but I think they're mid-table-ish. Newcastle, they're fine bit form. But again, like we said about Haaland, if you have a striker who can score 20 plus goals, that'll paper over any cracks you might have. So I expect a good season for Newcastle if Volta Messi keeps it going. On the other hand, yeah, Ange Postecoglou. I mean, we did the bit last year where we started every episode with like, oh, is Ange Postecoglou still in the job? It feels a bit kind of
quickly.
Well, it feels a bit kind of too soon almost to be doing it again.
Yeah, it does. He is definitely under pressure though. I don't know if you saw some of his post-match interviews. Again, he's still got it.
If you're given time, Ange, will you turn the situation around?
No, it's a lost cause. I mean, it's seriously, what's wrong with something being hard? Seriously, what's wrong with it? Why does everything have to be so, why do we want everything just delivered nicely packaged? I'm sure your parents had a struggle in their life, right? And they didn't give up. You may have even been a lost cause at some point, but they didn't give up on you, right? So what I'm saying is, no. But what I'm saying is, right, I'm not having a go at you, please don't take it that way, is that, you know, it seems to be these days that as soon as something goes wrong, that's it, it's wrong, we'll change it, break it up. Like, everything that needs kind of something fixed is invariably going to go through a tough time. This is not unfamiliar territory for me, as I said.
Yeah. He's got good sound bites still, but I don't know. I mean, in a way, you do kind of feel bad for him because he's right back into it, but he didn't have to take this job. I don't know if he thought this would be a bit easier than Spurs. You know, when he came in first, like, look, this is going to be a tough job. This is going to be hard to do. I was like, well, why? After the mess of last season and in a lot of people's eyes, like being kind of unfairly kind of sacked, a lot of other people would say, well, he was very close to relegation. But there was a bit of goodwill. As time went on, all people would remember is he won the Europa League and got sacked by Spurs. If he'd left it till next season, then gone in with someone with a full transfer window and all that, but like going in to a team where clearly the manager was sacked because he had a falling out with the
But they were
owner.
going well. Well, maybe not so much at the start of this season, but in the grand scheme of things, they were going pretty well. And like very much down to how well the manager was doing. It wasn't that like they're ignoring him and they're flying it up the table. It's like, no, he's totally changed them.
Yeah, but just the way it's kind of a bit of a strange situation where, you know, the manager doesn't like the way he talked to him, and now, or the owners like the way the manager talked to him, so now he's sacked. The players were not responding to him for the last couple of weeks, and the performance was bad. And now you're going to walk into this and be like, hey,
forget everything you know.
yeah, I'm going to do things differently. It's not the perfect situation. What I'm saying, it's like the next move was like very important because the last job kind of ended in a strange enough way, because he won a trophy and then was sacked. You just want something kind of pretty stable that you could really kind of size up before he got it. Like he definitely wasn't told about that more than a month before he took the job.
No way. No way.
You know, so he took that, had a look from the outside, maybe talked to one or two people he may have known, but like you're not going in there as prepared as you could be, is what I'm saying. And now they're 7 games out of win. The fans are chanting, "You're getting sacked in the morning." Your own fans are singing that, and it's like, well, who feels sorry for him now? He's come in and done another bad job when he didn't have to. So yeah, this might be the last time we see Ange Postecoglou in a Premier League job. I don't know if he'll get a third chance.
Yeah, because it's not like he's won. Like, look, you know, it might be ugly football, but you know, he'll get you draws and results. He'll keep you up. It's like, no, he will bring you down. You'll slide down the table week to week. It'll be a great watch, but you will never win again.
Yeah, it's a great watch until you lose the 6th game in a row. And that's, I don't know about this 9-4 team. I don't know if even they're playing exciting stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Because I think it was different with Spurs. It's like they had that little brief period where they were watching. You kind of got it. You're like, I see what he's going for. But I think everyone knew this is going to be a disaster, because it's like, well, you can't just switch overnight to the total opposite style of play. It's going to be a disaster, and it has been a disaster.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's going to continue on, but there's probably a few more tragic sound bites before he goes.
Yeah, he's not sad yet, I will say. He's still laughing a lot. I think he knows, like, this is mad that I'm here again.
Maybe a bit angry. I don't know. I don't think he particularly likes journalists, just as a general rule, because he doesn't seem to get on too well with them. But to keep on the theme, that we've been keeping on for the last few weeks. The 007 theme. Maybe this is why he doesn't like the media. Just this kind of stuff maybe gets retweeted by certain people. He's now had 7 games, of course, 0 wins, 0 clean sheets.
Yes, it's a whole new 007. And I will say, I don't think that's particularly fair. I'm sure they've drawn a game. So, like, really, he's 0, 1, and 7. I would say win, loss. Sorry, 0 wins, 0 draws, 7 losses. That seems like a real 007. But it's still bad. 7 losses. No clean sheets is bad.
They are cherry picking the stats a little bit, but those stats are real. They're not made up stats. You know, there is 7 losses, 7 games and 0 wins. So if you just took those two, but you know, I think this 007 stuff. We were talking about last week. We were talking about that on air. But the hater guy who just picks random players and says, "Look at this guy."
Whoever this is, yeah, and then the stat sheet.
So we've decided to go back historically and see, does this 007 thing actually matter? Because when you think about it, again, 7 games to have not, as an attacking player, to have no goal or assist, it's not nothing. But does it mean that that's your career? Does it mean that this is the be all and end all? Can you recover from a 007? That's the question we're trying to ask here. So, will
it be a disaster for you? Basically, is that just the clearest indicator that this isn't going to work out? Because, like we have seen, the first one was Sancho, the first popular one, and he never recovered. Do you know what I mean? It was that till the end, and then he was gone.
But he's got a few years left. He's not done.
This season, it feels like, I don't know if it's just because there's more big signings than ever, or like you said, is it because hate is monetized on Twitter now? So it's an easy way to make some money. If you just pick some names. But it does feel like there's been a lot of the 007s popping up from players you wouldn't even have thought of, but there's one for everyone now. So yeah, The Athletic picked this up, and they basically ran this. They had a nice chart of players who were 007 and then the goal and assist contribution. But I got out a few more players. I went onto Transfermarkt, went back into the seasons, and I picked out a few players. We're going to play a little game here, Cathal. You're going to tell me, did this player go 007 in their first season in the Premier League? Some of these also, it's at specific clubs, because maybe they
of course.
So,
and for the folks at home, just to confirm again, it's 7 games played, 0 goals, 0 assists. And it came from a Sky Sports graphic that someone did probably 10 years ago now. I don't know, but very funny bit that's lasted through the years.
Yeah, so are they 007 or not? Raheem Sterling, first season at Liverpool.
Oh, he was very young. I would say yes, I think he was.
Correct, 007. He ended up with 188 goals and assists by the end of his career. Well, his career's still going, but he had a very successful career after that.
I will say though, it's different for like a youth player. Or not, I don't know, he wasn't a youth player of Liverpool, but he came as a young lad from QPR, I'm pretty sure. So like, there's no pressure. He didn't come for 50 million plus, and like he hasn't scored in 7 games. Like he's a teenager.
So there's a whole slew of different types of players here. So here's another one: Alan Saint-Maximin at Newcastle.
These are small signings. This is not in the spirit of 007.
There's a lot more to come. Don't worry.
Alan Saint-Maximin, I don't know if he ever scored 7 goals in a season. He was a lot of bluster. I don't think he had a lot of end product, unfortunately. And I loved him, but I would say no.
Yeah, correct. Another 007. Cristiano Ronaldo at Man United, 03-04, so his first season.
Again, he was 18, 19? Like, yeah, I would say he probably was 007.
Correct again. Cristiano Ronaldo, 007. Kevin De Bruyne, first season at Chelsea or at Man City. Sorry.
Ooh, the assist king. That's more like it now. That's kind of like this guy's a. You saw the clip go around recently, actually, of the Super 6 boys calling him a fraud.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah.
I mean, they're worse than this show. They had viewers.
They all got sacked.
Well, then for other reasons. Letizia for sure wasn't because of his bad takes on football. No, I would say I think he wasn't. I think he wasn't 007.
Well, Doug Collier, 100%. He had 3 goals and 4 assists in his first 7 games.
Damn. I
So
don't remember
he
that.
hit the ground running. Cunha at Wolves.
Oh yeah, for sure they never score. Well, like to be scoring at Wolves at all is an achievement. You can't be counting the games at Wolves. That's not fair. Yeah, I'd say he was 007.
Correct. Again, 100% again.
These are not the 007s I was expecting. I was expecting like, Drogba or something. Big signings coming in.
Well, how about this one? Paul Pogba, 16-17. Pog back.
Paul back. I said Paul back. Sorry,
Paul back.
Paul back.
That was the first guy who said it in the boardroom meeting and said, what about Pog back? That makes way more sense.
Look, we'll put them both on the board. We'll see which one tracks better with the
I
focus
like
groups.
Paul. I think Paul back works.
It was split down the middle. Paul back or Pog back?
What about Paul in?
Paul's here. Look, we put them all on the board. No bad ideas. I would say Paul Pogba, midfielder. I'd say he was 007.
Your first incorrect one of the game, Cathal. He got a goal in his 5th game. He went 0-1-7.
Okay, so he got a goal and assist in his first 7 games.
He went 105. Different, not as catchy.
Let's have a pass-fail situation.
Yeah.
The Paul Pogba marketing is tough at the best of times, so let's just move on to another big signing.
Robbie Keane at Liverpool.
Oh yeah, he was definitely 007. I think so. Well, it just famously was not good. He scored that unbelievable goal in the half volley. I don't know if that was in the first 7 games or not. All I really remember is not liking Torres because Torres wasn't very nice to him.
Yeah.
They couldn't play together.
I'm sorry to say, Cathal, you've lost the magic touch. Robbie Keane got 3 assists in his first 7 games. No goals though, but 3 assists, so it still counts.
I do actually remember that. Yeah, we were hanging out with that one actually. He's got a lot of assists though. He's very close to getting a goal.
Here's a big one. Thierry Henry at Arsenal.
No, he didn't. He didn't get any goals or assists. He was a failed winger until Arsene Wenger decided, hey, why do you play up front, bud?
Correct. He went 007 and he ended up with 249 goals and assists in the Premier League. Is there any other ones here? Benjani.
Benjani. I think he scored when he first got there. I remember him scoring.
007.
That's not a good sign for the 007s out there because he didn't really work out for City. So, and he was a big signing.
The rest of these here are pretty crap. Like, they're not that. Che Adams.
At Southampton? I don't give a fuck. Jesus Christ. I was expecting like Ronaldo Nazario, Drogba, fucking Ibrahimovic.
They all scored straight away.
That's the point. It is a bad thing you scored 7 games. You are destined for failure.
Loads of players did.
But no, the whole thing is you come for big money from like you're this great player and you come to this club, you don't score in 7 games. That's why you're a fraud.
Yeah,
because you fraudulently scored goals in a lesser league. Like if you're Henry as a 20-something-year-old winger, yeah, no one's expecting anything of this guy. It's like, get the ball to Ian Wright. Where's Ian Wright? That's the whole thing about it. When you come with the pressure, and that was the whole thing with Sanchez as well. He was unbelievable at Dortmund. Comes to United, all this hype, nothing. Blanks on 7 games. It's like, this is crazy. Look, what about all those highlights? So yeah, someone like who's a youth product or an unknown signing, one of those signs that like slips through the cracks, like they're under no pressure to score in the first 7 games. So they can not score and then go on to score 100 goals, but it's very different for big signing.
Yeah, so that is what the game kind of taught me as I was going through, because literally everyone I looked up was like, nope, scored 7 and 7, like 7 assists. You know what I mean? So, but I think in this new world,
scored 7 goals and 7 assists his first 7 games. Holy fuck!
In this new world, though, where again it's a combo of it, like we said, all the hate on Twitter being like a popular thing, so people are more tuned into it, but also just the fees players are going for. It's not like it used to be. It used to be guaranteed. If you spend over 50 million, he'll at least score 3 in the first 7. He's going to be able. Whereas now it's like, it's a total lottery. Anyone could be worth anything and they might not be able for it.
Yeah. And again, not to get too kind of forget about the statistics. Right? I can tell with my own eyes. But like when you look at like Sesko, you look at Gyökeres, like that's not like the next coming of Rooney and Henry. Like you can tell, like it's not. But obviously, as a fan, you're like, no, it's fine. It's going to work out. So if you give the 007s, like you think good players would go 7 games out scoring, it's like you're trying to drive it home. Like that player isn't your answer. But you can players who've like that's why I think I like Woltemade, because when you see him on the ball, it's like he is a good player. You can tell just straight away. Like he can score goals. Great.
But like you said, with Sesko and Gyökeres, they will score and stuff. But you see them, it's like, okay, this guy's going to have a totally middling career at my club.
Yeah, like straight away. I think that's why people were so excited about Eze as well. Because he's the opposite. Because you've seen Crystal Palace, it's like when he's on the ball, it's exciting. It's like, I don't care what, like, and he scored assists his second game. It's like, well, of course he did. Because he's a good player, I can tell. Like, it's the players like that where you're like, oh, this is a fucking player. We're up to build a team around him. Just get this guy the ball. And everyone knows this. Opposing fans, your own fans. So it is just a lot of denial, a lot of shithousery, just trying to, needle other fans. But, yeah, that's the lesson here, folks. You take anything away from this podcast is that 007 is real and it's very important.
It's very real and you should be afraid of it, yeah.
It's the perfect metric. It's an exact science. If they don't score in the first 7 games, it's over.
Yeah. Unless they're here for the next 20 years, you're fucked.
Well, look, do we have FA Cup this week? Carling Cup?
Is it international incident? I have no idea how it works now.
Oh, it's Saturday is the international incident.
Yeah, is it? I think it's just no games until internationals, I believe.
Give them a break. Give them a rest.
Yeah, Gibraltar are playing New Caledonia on Wednesday. Montenegro, Liechtenstein, St. Vincent and the Grenadines versus Cuba in a friendly.
Tough place to go.
Tough place to go. It also says Grenada are playing Cuba. That must be the same group. Albania, Jordan, all the games.
I mean, Grenada and the Grenadines are in the same group against Cuba.
Well, they're both playing Cuba. Oh no, these are friendlies. Sorry.
Oh, right. I was going to say, how can Ireland get into that group? I think we might have a chance there.
Careful. Let's not wish for things we don't want.
I'm just saying, a friendly against Cuba could be exactly what we need.
I think I'd rather go for the St. Grenadines than Cuba, to be honest. Cuba surely have a few players.
Yeah, I don't know. But we play Portugal on Saturday, so we'll be covering that on, probably on the main episode, I suppose. I don't know what we're going to do during the week. Something, I guess. Whatever we do, it'll be on the Patreon. Patreon.com/nonsense-pod. Yeah, something will happen. There'll be news. Someone will be sacked.
Yeah, international break. Now's the time.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Whatever happens during the week, usually, whether it be Champions League, whatever, we do bonus episode every week, and you get it on Patreon. So you want to sign up? Do. If not, no worries. We'll be covering the Ireland game next week on the normal episode, and then we play Armenia on Tuesday.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, that's the one we really need to win to have any chance going through, on the back of more than likely a big loss to Portugal. So it's going to be a big ask. So yeah, that's all ahead of us this week, international break, and all the reaction to that. Until then, have a great week. Good luck.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
They say many garbage things.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Melodrama upon melodrama.
This is a totally shameful, disgraceful piece of nonsense.
Because he was miles off it yesterday.
You'll learn a lot more if you listen rather than talk all the time.
Plenty of time, no problem.